I'm just saying that I'm like on a bit of a sugar high, so I'm like very tuned out and tuning in and out again. If you hear a thud, I probably crashed, alright? Don't be alarmed.
Trump won. That's the intro.
We're going to be doing a tier list of rights that are getting taken away from us and things we don't want to happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom here, we've got rude.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got uncalled for. Then we've got nasty, nasty work.
Nasty work.
And we've got girl, give it back.
Give it back.
Girl,
Please.
give it back.
Girl. No one's ever called Donald Trump girl before, but we will now.
Maybe that's why he's like that.
Snaps.
Okay, and then at the very top we've got it's Jover.
It's so Jover.
And it is, so
It is canonically Jover.
I've got multiple slides, and there's just a bunch of text on them.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go one by one on them. We're gonna try not to peek. So we've got some text boxes. We're gonna okay.
Oh my god.
The first one: replace federal civil service workers with people loyal to the president.
I mean, it's not good.
No.
But here's the thing though, because like if like Bernie Sanders or someone even cooler than him was getting elected right now, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna put some socialists in the civil service, I would be like, okay.
See, but the thing there is that it's like it would be like people who have similar ideas. This is specifically people who are loyal
to him.
Yeah.
Right. That it's a little. It's intense. Rough. It's intense.
It's definitely rude.
It's definitely rude, and I don't. It's somewhere between uncalled for and nasty work.
I can live with that. I can live with
like if we had one with one nasty, I think it would be. But two nasties, I don't know. Like, cause like we just have to think in scale. There's so many worse things coming.
That's fair. Okay, I'm gonna put it. I say we put it in uncalled for. All right.
Good start.
Good start. Next we have infuse the government and society with conservative Christian values.
Oh, how are we infuse? Yep. Infuse is crazy.
Oh yeah, important.
Is this all from Project 2025? Like
yes.
The wording.
Important note is almost all of this came from the Wikipedia article for Project 2025. A few of them came from. A few of them are shortened from Trump's mouth, or etc. etc. But
nice.
Most of it is from the Wikipedia article for Project 2025, and that's why the wording is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, infuse the government.
Infuse the government.
Like a juice.
Infused.
Okay.
Yeah, like that is a cooking technique for sure.
Yeah, we're infusing the government. It's gonna taste
we don't
like
what you're cooking here.
It's gonna taste like evil when we're done with it.
It's definitely rude and uncalled for. The fun thing about this tier list is that all of the ones below it apply.
Right. It truly is cumulative.
Yeah.
All of these are at least rude.
The thing is, this is
definitely
something
uncalled for too.
This is something that like every Republican president wants to do, so it's not like it's that crazy.
I do think it is.
I guess they
nasty,
did call for it.
Nasty work.
This is definitely two nasties. It might even be three.
Yeah.
It might even
nasty.
I don't think it's quite up to Girl Give It Back though, because they're not really taking anything.
Yeah.
They're just adding some seasonings that we're not interested in.
Real. Okay, so we're thinking.
Yeah.
We're definitely leaning.
I'm thinking nasty work.
Nasty work.
We're leaning nasty.
I wish there was a third nasty in this case. We're leaning nasty. California's 47th congressional district is leaning nasty right now, guys.
I'm gonna shit myself. Okay, nasty work.
Cute.
Okay. The next one we're gonna jump down here to the census citizenship question.
Ooh.
Which, if you don't know, for the unenlightened, that is asking on the census about citizenship status.
This is fully Jover.
Cool.
This is our first fully. I think this is a good. It's Jover. not only is it intimidation of people who are legal immigrants, it also is like the first and easiest way that the Trump government is going to use to like basically target states that have a large immigrant population, legal or illegal, and cut their funding, cut their government services, and target them. It is truly just it. I almost just completely, without even thinking about it, said it is truly nasty, nasty work.
Oh, period.
But no, it is like on a purely political sense, it's bad.
No, you're spitting facts.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, because think about the states that it would mainly impact too. Like it's gonna. I mean, obviously some currently Republican states like Florida, Texas, but also California, especially the state that, thanks to freaks like Gavin Newsom, are like the bulwark, is that the word, against like Trumpism? Not good.
I do love calling Gavin Newsom a freak. That's very fun.
He's a freak, but he's our freak.
All right, next one. We've got abolishing the Department of Education. Woohoo!
This is another Jover.
I do. I fear yes.
If that is not self-explanatory to our audience, I don't know what is.
Oh, I love how the link. I love how the link showed up.
This truly is cumulative, because this is rude, this is uncalled for, this is nasty, nasty work, and girl, give it back.
Please.
Yeah. And see, unfortunately, as far as the plans for education go, we have gotten early access here where we are, and we're not enjoying it.
No, same here in Florida. Not good.
Let me go grab something real quick. I'll be right back.
Period. I wonder what he's grabbing. I wonder if it's a gun.
Next up is cut Medicare and cut Medicaid.
Woo!
Woo!
Sarcastically.
Guys, Jover, like, Medicare is what basically, unless you're rich, every retired senior in this country uses for healthcare. Medicaid is what millions of people who live at or below the poverty line use for healthcare. Cutting Medicare and Medicaid benefits is condemning people to death.
We got it. All right. We got reducing environmental and climate change regulations to favor fossil fuels.
Oh my god.
The stress in your voice. Not to be that guy, but I do think it's at least girl give it back.
Here's why this one isn't Jover. Because this isn't like, it's very evil, but it's not uniquely evil. Like, this is something that any Republican would do.
That's fair.
So I fear I fear this is our first girl give it back. Give us back our regulations.
Next, we've got explicitly reject abortion as healthcare.
This is at the very least, girl, give it back.
At the very
least, but
and I
would feel comfortable calling this Jover, because this would be Jover for some people.
I would be comfortable calling it Jover, and I don't have a uterus, so I shouldn't. Yeah, it's not my place to speak on it. But I think the argument for girl give it back is that it's similar. Like, it's not a uniquely Trumpian evil. Like, Bush wanted to do this, Romney wanted to do this, but like it's the uterus haver's call for me.
Well, I do unfortunately have a uterus, but the thing about counting abortion as not healthcare is that they can call kind of anything that falls under that umbrella, which includes ectopic pregnancies, which can kill you, or they can do criminal investigations for people who have miscarriages, fun stuff like that.
Okay, Jover.
Yeah. It's Jover, yeah. Next one is eliminate coverage of emergency contraception.
Oh, that is bare minimum nasty, nasty work, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that is fair.
Yeah, this is another. My gut instinct is to call nearly all of these Jover.
Well, and they are all realistically, all of these are Jover. Like, we're done, whatever. I would argue it's girl give it back.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
give back.
Because like they're not. This is such a low bar, and don't think this is a defense of this at all. But like they're not banning emergency contraception; they're only banning coverage.
They're just gonna soft ban it by making it impossible to get.
They're just gonna make it way more expensive and harder to get. Yeah.
Right. Next, we're going to move on to taking partisan control of the Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Commerce, Federal Communications Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission, which I did have to put every single one in there because that felt important.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, what bothers me, I mean, the DOJ thing, that's bad. But what bothers me the most about these is like partisan control of the FCC and the FTC is really bad because that's like goodbye net neutrality and hello even more like, well, you know, like when you go to cancel like an insurance plan or something and the button says click here to cancel and then you click on it and the button doesn't actually go anywhere. Like it's like the Federal Trade Commissions. It's the FTC's job to like prosecute companies that do that shit. And I don't trust the political party that's entirely funded by insurance interests to take control of the FCC and the FTC in a way that'll materially benefit my life. Partisan FBI is bad, but like I feel like we've already kind of had that.
Yeah.
At least like secretly.
Yeah, I honestly
not like secretly, but like, you know, the thing where they're like, oh, we're not running partisan, we're just running for conservative family values.
With rare exceptions, whoever's in charge of the FBI largely adheres to what the president wants. So I think this is nasty work.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Like it's bad, but
because it's bad that they're being open about it, but like low key, it's already like that. Man, that is a big. That is a big box.
I really try to consolidate.
It is so many things.
It's so evil that it can't be contained.
It's spilling over.
Yeah. All right. Next one is National Institutes of Health less independent, stopping it from funding research with embryonic stem cells.
We're going back to stem cells. It's really 2004. Oh my god.
The last 20 years were a dream.
And not a good one.
Yeah, this one is. I'm gonna go for girl, give it back.
Yeah.
That's where I'm landing, but it's up to y'all.
You really can't do scientific research without using stem cells. So I don't really know what they're going on about there.
Yeah.
Give us back our science, I'm begging you.
Give us back our stem cells. I like stems.
All right, here's another one. Removing legal protections against discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. I might have one or two like this because it popped up a lot.
You know, I'm a big fan of gay bashing, and I definitely think that that's something I can't even continue doing this as a meme. This is Jover.
Yeah, it's pretty
Jover. Truly, it is rude, but it's also uncalled for. It's also nasty work.
Because the thing is, like,
I'd also like them to give it back.
This is another thing where people will die in very brutal, nasty ways.
Yeah,
like directly because of that.
I'm thinking of like firing, like
oh yeah,
you know, like and especially with like the overhauls on the education system that they're doing, you know, that makes it very easy to be like, oh yeah, we're definitely not firing this teacher just because they're vaguely openly queer.
Oh, totally not.
Yeah. Then you can't even get them in, you know, yeah.
All right.
It's not good.
Next one is use the Comstock Act to prosecute those who send and receive contraceptives and abortion pills.
It does feel very
contraceptives in general.
Yeah.
Well, they made an exception, I think, for condoms, but yes.
Well, thank God.
But yeah, of course, condoms.
How kind of them.
It's just some directly like Handmaid's Tale shit.
And it's, for anyone who doesn't know, the Comstock Act is an ancient law that was irrelevant up until it wasn't. Anyway, okay, next one is criminalizing pornography and imprisoning those who produce it, and I've got strong feelings on this one.
I don't know how to put this. I don't really care about porn or that industry. However, criminalizing it is just gonna hurt people who are like it'll just end up hurting a lot of times like sex workers who are already at the corners of society. So we shouldn't do that. So to me, this is nasty, nasty work.
For the last 8 or so years, or especially the last 4 years, they've gone really heavy on associating transgender people with sexual deviance and pornography, and that's explicit. And this feels like a perfect gateway for them to start accusing trans people and queer people of, sexual deviance and pornography, so that they can have legal repercussions for being queer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Where do we want to put it? I lean towards nasty work. I don't really want to say it's Jover.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's either... I also think it would be funny to say it's girl... okay, actually, both of these are funny, because girl, give it back, like, give us back our porn, but also nasty, nasty work, because, like, porn is, like, kind of nasty, but also... Let's just keep it in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
We can just let it sit there.
Oh no.
Girl, give us back our nasty, nasty work.
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Alright, we're gonna put it right there.
Yeah.
Alright, next one is deploying the military for domestic law enforcement.
Oh my god. I don't think anything needs to be said. Jover.
Like, nothing
has
ever been more Jover than this.
And I feel like we should have to deliver an explanation for why it would be bad to have the U.S. military be...
I can't wait to get...
I guess. Like,
I can't wait to get pulled over for speeding by an F-22.
The military caught you smoking weed? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, I know.
See, but unfortunately, if we're getting, like, genuinely realistic, this is going to be for stuff like peaceful protests.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Which is evil.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last time the National Guard had major deployment in the U.S. was during, like, the Black Lives Matter protests of 2020, and they were mainly putting down protests then as well. But like this is just that on steroids. It's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, man. Next,
There's more. There's so much more.
There's so much more. Next, we're gonna shift to simplifying individual income taxes to 2 flat tax rates. And I took a look at those tax rates, and they're not good. I'm not gonna go into it, but they're really bad, and they are going to drain poor people of poor people's money. So
yeah, and also the government of funds that they need to like provide services. This is, I think it's nasty work.
I think it's nasty work. I'd say uncalled for, but it's gonna have a lot of repercussions when people are like, "Why don't I have the money, even though I can still afford grocery?" Like groceries.
Yeah.
The same,
also, then you're gonna. Well, because here's the thing: like our tax rates, our tax system isn't great now, but like at least as you do get wealthier, no matter even if you're like someone who makes $1 million a year does pay less taxes than someone who makes $1 billion a year, and with a flat tax, no, they would be in the same bracket. That's insane.
Yeah, and the bracket starts at like 160K. It's
stupid.
It is.
Yeah,
nasty,
and so that is
work.
To have to pay the same percentage as someone who makes literally 3 times your income every year is wild.
Yeah, not good.
Not good. All right. Next one is abolishing the Federal Reserve.
God.
So your reactions are really
now.
For me.
It's definitely rude.
It's definitely rude.
Now, okay, macroeconomics had never been my strong suit. Probably a bad idea to get rid of what's basically our central bank. Probably.
Right. I'm gonna say it's uncalled for.
Yeah.
Definitely no one was calling for that.
Nobody wanted
it. You're right. Sorry, that was really funny. Next one is reduce the corporate tax rate from 21 to 18%.
I'm surprised it's not more. Honestly,
there are worse things in this plan. I'll give it that.
It's not good. It's still very bad,
Very
but I'm
bad.
surprised they're not trying to like cut it to like 10. Yeah, I think this might be our first. I don't even remember what the first one is. I think this is the first rude.
Rude.
Yeah.
I cannot stress this enough. Everything we are putting into the tier list is bad.
Yes.
It's so bad.
That is why they're all bad. It's just, yes, they're evil. Continue.
If there's anyone I see here that I agree with, I'm gonna have some soul searching to do, but I don't think we're gonna have that problem.
Next one is the arrest, detention, and mass deportation of illegal immigrants in the U.S.
Jover.
Jover.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything else really.
Yeah. It's upsetting.
It's just so
Joker.
it's just truly evil. Like that's just a truly evil thing.
No, yeah, it's despicable, frankly. But...
like, just like on a human rights basis.
Yeah, it is genuinely really disgusting that they use such a vulnerable group to make their entire platform around because they know that people are fine blaming them on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sickening.
And then we're going to swap over to terminating DEI programs.
Oh,
while having the
God.
DOJ prosecute anti-white racism instead.
It's just... Here's the thing. If it was just the second half, I would just say it's rude or uncalled for because like the DOJ would just waste their time searching for something that doesn't exist, you know? Like, but then the first thing, like... We can't get rid of DEI. We just started actually caring about DEI.
Yeah, no, the second half feels like just like Twitter discourse in real life. But like
the first thing's actually gonna hurt people.
Yeah, genuinely.
So where do we want to put this?
Give it back?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
we do want it back.
It is a two-parter, yeah, and we do want it back. Alright. Yeah. Next one, I think is a no-brainer. Promotes capital punishment and the speedy finality of the sentences.
Jover. There's like literally not a single scenario that I can think of with the exception of maybe actually Nazis where I think the death penalty is good.
Yeah, every time I'm like, well, maybe this person deserves death, it's like a guillotine revolution type situation pretty much. You know, like, these extreme situations, but certainly not on an average basis. And the problem is you can't trust the state to kill anyone. That's the problem.
No, it should not be a priority of the state to try to get death sentences.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to make room for all of our Jovers.
Yeah, it's getting bad, but I'll make it work. I'm certainly not going to say something's not Jover just because we don't have space.
Right. Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
All right. Next one is merging the Bureau of Economic Analysis, the Census Bureau, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics into a single organization and aligning its missions with conservative principle.
These are, like, the Census Bureau is very important, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics is also extremely important in just the data work that it does. And they all three of these groups do different things. So why are we combining them?
Exactly.
And what are we aligning their missions with conservative principles?
So here's the thing. When you look at labor statistics, you usually just run into the conclusion that like workers are usually being screwed and that like labor unionism helps workers and like because that's just kind of how reality is. And so if you have the Bureau of Labor Statistics naturally having a rightward bent, it's just lying.
No, it's frankly, yeah.
This to me is either rude or nasty work.
I like that uncalled for. It's not enough.
Or sorry, uncalled for nasty work.
I'm gonna argue because there's so many really horrendous things in here that we could just put it in rude.
Sure.
Okay.
There are certainly worse things.
But it is bad. It is bad and rude because it's going to undermine all sorts of labor situations. We're almost done. Infusing Christian nationalism into every facet of government policy.
Jover.
Never.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Please don't. That sounded like Andrew Garfield going, one Spider-Man or woman, we don't know for sure.
Just as a little
Palette cleanser.
We made it 1/3 of the way
palette
through,
cleanser.
and we need.
This is my favorite video. I forgot about it.
Spider
to
guy.
raise our spirits before we continue.
Just one guy. Just one Spider-Man. Or woman. We don't know. For sure.
We don't know for sure.
For sure.
Who was it
For
that said
sure.
that he changed his accents every time?
Just one Spider-Man. Or woman. We
A
don't
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
or woman,
know. For sure.
we don't know for sure. Oh no.
I'm good.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately, we are back.
We officially made it 1/3 of the way. We're going to start off again with abolish the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Oh nah. Oh nah. See, I didn't even know that was in there. But that's really bad.
That's pretty bad.
That's I think that's girl give it back.
Girl, give it back.
Please.
Like,
Cuz like we did protect, like the government did protect consumers before the CFPB existed, but like give it back.
but give it back. You know it's good when it says, let's take away consumers' rights.
Yeah.
Now we're on to abolish the FTC.
This is another a girl give it back, I think.
That is fair.
Seeing a lot of the word abolish.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they just want to shrink government because they think the smaller the government, I don't even know.
The smaller the
The
government,
smaller the government.
the smaller the
They
government,
just think the smaller the government.
as long as it's theirs.
Right, yeah, because clearly, they want to prosecute people for getting abortions and stuff, and that's not smaller government.
It is not. Next is shrink the role of the National Labor Relations Board.
This is Jover. This is a Jover for me. Cause look, at this point, the last major opposition that actually has any credence with people who might naturally be opposed to what Republicans are doing is like unions and the labor movement, because clearly it's not the Democratic Party. And the NLRB are the people who, hey, it's Sahil, that's fun. The NLRB are people who negotiate, labor conflicts. And so if you want unions to be gutted, get rid of the NLRB.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the NLRB is what recognizes a union's legal existence. Like, if you reduce what it can do, there's just going to be less unions filing for election, less, it's bad, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. To Sahil, hello. We're doing
Yo.
a tier list of rights/other things the Trump administration is planning on taking away from people.
Oh, okay.
And the tiers go from at best rude to at worst it's Jover.
Oh, okay. Because I saw a notification and it was like, oh, tier list to cope, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like hot people. I can't wait to join this. But I was stuck at a party and I couldn't leave, and I was like, oh man, like I was there. I'm like, oh shit, it's 11. All right, I gotta go home. And they're like, please stay a little bit more, please. And I'm like, all right, fuck you, peer pressure. You know what? All right, I'll stay for another half an hour. We got this. It's okay. I'm stuck there, and then I'm like, all right, half an hour is gone. You said half an hour. It's up.
I'm out.
I'm going home. They're like, please, just 10 more minutes. We got ice cream. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm in. All right, I'm saying another 10 minutes, right? Ate the ice cream, and I'm like, all right, now it's time for me to go. And they're like, no, just 5 more minutes, please. And I'm like, look, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that's on me, all right? I'm going home. I'm tired. And they're like, but we got cake. And I'm like, what? Fuck you, all right? You know what? I'll have a slice, and then I'll go, okay? God, that's the final straw you're pulling there, all right?
Did you have a slice?
I had 3, okay? Now don't question me.
Were they good?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. What type of cake?
it was chocolate with nice fudge and red velvet like shavings on top, and I'm like,
Nice.
Nice.
I had a first slice. No, I'm not gonna lie, I was being low key like a little petty bitch. I was like, I had the first slice, and it was delicious. First bite in, it was so fucking good, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
you know what? I couldn't really taste anything because the ice cream was very just strongly flavored. I may need another one to just, double verify this. So I had another one, and I'm like, this is. I feel like the flavor is now coming in, but I need another slice just to verify, to just strengthen the feelings I'm having for it. And I had a third one, and they're like, how was it? And I'm like, it's just fucking beautiful, man. Just shut up, all right?
Nice, man.
All right. The next one we're going to do is allowing states to opt out of federal education programs or standards.
Oh, no.
No.
Well, here's the thing.
Rude.
It's bad, but, like, it's not... It's allowing them to.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
a lot won't, and then the ones that will, like...
Like Arkansas.
They were already trying.
They were already going to find a way anyway. Like, it
Mhm,
sucks
mhm.
for the kids there, and it sucks for the teachers.
This
But
is
this-
unfortunately. Finish what you're saying. Sorry.
This is just not as bad as the other things. I fear that this is just rude.
It is rude. I'm happy
Yeah.
with rude.
This
Wait,
is
is
unfortunately
being-
a side effect of abolishing the Department of Education,
Yes.
which is Jover, and this is
That
just
is
part
true.
of why it's Jover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am inclined to agree. Okay. We're going to combine these two on rude. Okay.
Jesus.
And it's going to go right there with merging
You know
all
what's
the
funny is
senses.
like when
I can't wait for a state like Florida to exempt itself from like any of the federal standards that keep our education system even okay.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not good.
All right. Title 1. Out the window.
Jover.
Jover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's Jover.
Oh,
We like that's the only thing that saves like public schools in this country.
Mhm.
Like that's the only reason why a lot of public schools have the money to like do anything above bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Jover.
Yeah, Jover. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Abolishing the Economic Development Administration.
I don't
no.
know what
That's
that does.
That's uncalled for, man.
It does feel uncalled for.
Yeah.
Provides
What
grants
that
and technical
does.
assistance to
They really,
poor communities, basically.
Oh no, yeah, no,
Great.
that's
bro.
uncalled
They
for.
caught a stray there. You know what I'm saying? They didn't
That
even
is-
do nothing.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's the theme of a lot of this is nobody did anything.
Mhm.
It's like Donald Trump. Who hurt you?
For real. All right, where do we want to put
Because
this?
it wasn't the poor. I think this is nasty work or
I agree.
uncalled
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
I'll put uncalled for.
I'd say more uncalled for. They
Yeah.
literally were just existing, and they're like, "What the fuck what happened here, man?"
That is,
Nobody asked for that.
yeah, nobody asked. Truly, that's the theme of uncalled for here.
I need to point out like for Alan's like profile picture, right? I don't know who that is, but like the general expression it gives is like resounding disappointment and like just as it is. Mac's profile picture is like genuine terror and fear, and then I look over at Jonah's and he's giving out like such like eloquent like explanations of what each thing does and what it stands for, but then all I see is William Dafoe and perfect obtuse angle.
Oh
And I
man.
can't register the fact because all I picture is William Dafoe just kind of like breaking down like government
Yeah,
lore
man.
with that pose.
This is the full range of emotions right now.
Me,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
lose my rights. The humble obtuse angle. All right,
No,
we're gonna
no,
move
no.
on. All right, next one
You
is
have to actually make that meme
okay.
for this video.
Oh no.
Institute work requirements for people reliant on Snap.
Oh no.
This is at least nasty work. I think
It
this
is.
is
Nasty work.
That's at least nasty work.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is nasty.
Yeah, well, because if they were getting rid of Snap, that would be at least girl give
Girl
it back.
give it
Yes.
But it's just yet another welfare work requirement, which, to be fair, both political parties have done in the past 40 years. So
Can we swear?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Because I was about to say like I honestly again, tuning in and out. But like whenever you say these, I'm kind of mentally assorting them in my head from like a dick move to a cunt move. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't even named the other like categories in my head, but I know those are the extremes. Yeah. So. So I was just like, yo, I was literally 5 seconds away from being like, yo, that's a cunt move right there. Like, what a dick. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Sahil has a parallel tier list going on over here.
Yes.
Cuts would be made to the funding for free school meals.
I don't know
if
this is part of Title I.
Yeah, I don't know if this fits, but we're gonna say it's separate for now. Yeah, cutting free school meals.
I would call this Girl Give It Back.
Yes, I'm firmly.
Yeah, to me, this is Girl Give It Back.
I know a lot of teachers who work in districts where free school meals, like free breakfast and free lunch, are like the only meals that they eat.
Mm-hmm.
No, we have. Well, not me saying my county. The county I live in Florida, are that the school district that I work for. They have free breakfast and free lunch. Doesn't matter your income. You don't have to like it. It does not matter. At every school in the county, and the kids, they complain about it, but do they eat it? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are like three educational policies that actually like increase student achievement, and like free school lunch is one of them. So getting rid of that it's diabolical.
Yeah. And for like elementary schoolers, like kids who are growing, like that's rough.
Right. Yeah, that is certainly diabolical.
We need our Taco Tuesdays.
We do.
Yeah. Defend Taco Tuesdays. Well, it's like not only will students do better in school, they'll also just be happier. They'll also just grow up to be smarter. Like reading levels are higher, like across the board in districts that have free school lunch.
Speak on it.
Plus, they're denying creativity for other fun days. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about Fajita Friday? That can't be a thing anymore.
Ice Cream Wednesday? Are you kidding?
Are you kidding?
What misery, man! What misery.
The problem
They've
is
already taken so much from us. The breakfast pizzas, and we've lost so many good school lunches, and the remaining ones, at least sometimes they're free.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's the least we can ask for.
Alright, next one is...
I'm feeling hungry again, man.
Changes to overtime rules that could weaken protections and decrease overtime pay from some workers.
Give it back.
Give it back. Give it back.
Mm-hmm. Girl.
Side note, do y'all fuck with taquitos?
Taquitos?
They're cool.
I found
hell yeah, man.
mold in mine once, and I can't eat them anymore.
Dad,
real,
I am so sorry that experience has been ruined for you because of that. That is so tragic.
I appreciate the empathy because it did kind of break my heart. It was very sad.
Taquitos are a bomb, and anyone who says otherwise sucks ass. I'm sorry.
They are. Taquitos are a bomb.
Louder.
Whoa.
Bomb factory. They're bombs.
I will stand by it, man.
They're made in a bomb factory.
Say it louder and not in a crowded theater.
All right.
Oh, this is nasty work.
This is nasty work, and I fear that it's not any worse than that because this isn't. Even Biden was talking about doing Arctic drilling. Like it fucking sucks, but it's not like uniquely evil.
Yeah.
But it is nasty work.
It is clearly evil.
Yes, supports Arctic drilling is like,
and it is definitely nasty work.
Yes, so we're going with nasty.
Like another slide left. Holy shit!
Supports Arctic drilling.
Y'all gonna need a bigger fucking tier list.
All right, next we have National Center for Education Statistics would become part of the Census Bureau.
I just want to know why. It's just
aren't
rude.
they already combining the Census Bureau with like 3 other things?
Yeah, it's just
why didn't they just include this in that?
It's not that getting rid of the NCES is like chill because it's not. It's just like why? Like it's just stupid. Like
I can say that this was tangentially in the article. It was right next to like getting rid of statistics for like race and other contributing factors in school.
Oh,
Like, they're getting rid of those statistics
Oh,
and
nah.
putting it with the census bureau. So this represents all of that.
Oh, nah. Okay, then this is nasty, nasty work at least.
I would agree. The next one, research in climatology should receive considerably less funding.
That's uncalled for.
It's uncalled for. It's not, and again, it's not like uniquely evil because every conservative president in the past 40 years has done this.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But once again, nobody's calling for that.
Some people are, but not by
unfortunately, people are calling for it.
All right. Next, we've got, and I had to quote this directly, encouraging allied nations to use fossil fuels.
That's just rude. That's just stupid.
That is no, and truly that is rude because it's like not even. We're peer pressuring other countries into also fucking up the environment.
Yeah,
that's just stupid. It's fucking dumb.
Other countries, you want to get
but it's like in our plan.
Buy our oil.
In the clear plan for the next 4 years is peer pressure other countries to use fossil fuels.
You to some shit that's the gas, boy. Come here.
Oh my god.
So awful.
Let me show you this gas.
All right, and we've got eradicate climate change references from absolutely everywhere.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
everywhere.
Another one that had to be in quotes.
Because we're talking about absolutely everywhere, think about how much work that is and how nasty that work is. Because there's a lot of references to climate change.
Everywhere. Absolutely everywhere, one might say.
Is it just nasty work, or is it girl give them back?
Ooh.
Give us back our references.
Yeah.
Return the references.
Yeah.
I had like a whole side tangent thought. Like, what if you keep like some of the references and like all the other ones are gone, and then you're the only holder, right? And then you turn into like a weird version of like The Giver, right? Song to someone else, and then they have the references, and then they know about the horrors of climate change, and then they pass it on to you. Start a legacy, man.
Oh my god!
Write a book.
That's kind of powerful.
Oh my god!
Write a book.
The more I talk, the more I realize I think I might be drunk. I don't know.
Okay.
That's okay. It's just a safe space for drunk people.
My Coke was a bit too strong today. I think that might have been it.
All right. Next one is...
I don't know.
Downsizing the EPA.
EPA.
I'm surprised they're just not abolishing it entirely.
Yeah.
No, because they do like that word.
Considering, like, what they're doing with, like, everything in climate change, this is just different.
Yeah.
It's like we're getting rid of climate change references everywhere. We're abolishing this. We're doing Arctic drilling. But you guys, you may just have some, layoffs here and there. That's okay. Like, what is this?
Some budget cuts.
Like, yeah, I honestly think, it's rude. Like, because it could be so much worse.
Okay, we'll put this one in rude. And
it's like a statement saying like we could get rid of you, but we're not. We're just
right.
Downsizing you to put you in your place, bro.
It's just
and that is rude.
It is rude because it's going to have a huge effect, but comparatively, downsizing. Yeah. This is a fun one. Abolishing NOAA.
Okay.
What did Noah do wrong? Bring it back.
Here's why. Okay, so. I think this is a girl give it back, and here's why. As a person who grew up in a state with hurricanes, getting rid of NOAA would also get rid of the National Hurricane Center, which is the single most reliable, sober hurricane tracking source. Like, whenever there's a hurricane, I look at them before I turn on any other news site. And like, it's free, it's just, it's like...
on the money, man. They nail it 100%.
They nail it 100%. They're on the money. It's a free service. You don't have to deal with any like people freaking out or any journalism, like any like sensationalism. It's just here's where the hurricane is probably gonna go. So like getting rid of that is so bad.
No, like, that is evil.
And also, like, their website slays. Like, we love the National Hurricane Center. They haven't, like, updated their interface since, like, 2006. It's awesome.
And even then, like a lot of other states recently, they've been kind of getting pelted from both like the Atlantic side and the Gulf of Mexico side.
Yeah,
it's
like, not just Florida.
It's like now reaching up to like North Carolina, Georgia, fucking the newest one's like shooting it straight to Texas and New Orleans. It's like whoa there,
like
where you're going, my man.
Y'all in Arkansas get remnants
literally.
Time, I feel like
it's surprising, man. Well, I mean, that's just climate change. You know how it does it. Well, fuck it, I guess.
You're not allowed to talk about that anymore. Remember?
Yeah, no, it's just a wrathful act of God.
He referenced it. He's not allowed to reference it.
God did not like Cajun shrimp and punished you with a hurricane.
Oh, that's right. They made them in the weather machines.
Girl, give it back.
So maybe they'll be over now that Trump won the election.
All right. What else we got? Okay, here's a big.
We'll never know. For sure.
All right. Public funds for education would be available as school vouchers, no strings attached, even for parents sending their children to private or religious schools.
Jover.
Girl, give it back.
Yeah.
Actually,
and by back, I mean our funding.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I don't know if this is Jover because like we've had vouchers for a long time and public education does still exist.
Well, and I mean it's not going to be like I hate. Oh my god, sorry, this one makes me angry.
No, it's
like
vile.
It's evil, and this was in like all of the what was that stupid the Arkansas governor rolled out. I know her name. I just don't want to say it.
The Learns Act?
The Arkansas education stuff. Yes, Arkansas Learns. Yeah, no, she proposed that as part of it. I don't remember if it fully went in. But it's evil.
It's a very evil policy, but it's not like it's not the death knell to public education that like getting rid of Title I would be.
That's true.
Yeah, no, we're still going to have public education. Unfortunately, it's just going to be even more underfunded than it already is. And that is going to impact, smaller districts districts with like multiple schools, huge, stuff like that. Those are the places that are going to be hit.
Now we're going to do expansion of the national electrical grid would be blocked.
What? Girl, why?
Uncalled for, I guess.
Why?
Big move, man.
Oh, because it's not a fossil fuel.
Wait, hold on.
It's
like, but that's not how that works though. Like the grid, just the infrastructure for like. I'm so confused. Why do we not want to expand the electrical grid? It's just a grid. That's just like that's confusing. Can we have another category that's just Why?
That'd be a good inclusion.
Or maybe it's just can we just make it a fun color or something?
Okay, we'll put it in rude and we'll make it a fun color.
Energy policy has never been something I've understood, but I'm very confused by that one. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, that's...
They don't go into depth on it on the wiki either, so I really don't know what to tell you.
Trump was just like, I don't like grids. I don't like the shape.
Repealing the Inflation Reduction Act, which offers $370 billion for clean technology.
Oh my god. That's just...
Uncalled for?
That's uncalled for.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's definitely not just rude, but...
It's because it's a relatively new policy, and that policy was already made less expansive than it could have been anyway by people like Joe Manchin.
It's icky.
Shit in peace.
But mostly it is uncalled for.
Uncalled for.
Yeah.
All right. The Head Start program that provides services to children of low-income families would be eliminated. Or abolished, one might say.
Oh, that's Jover.
Yeah.
They want people to have kids because they don't want people to not be able to have kids.
They don't want the kids to be raised by anybody.
Have kids. They want children to be born and then I don't know.
Head Start is literally how you transition kids from daycare to school. And like it is so crucial.
Very exciting stuff happening.
Ugh.
All right. States would be prevented from adopting
No.
stricter regulations on vehicular emissions. That's rude.
Yeah.
I thought that Trump was just a big fan of giving power back to the states, because that's his whole argument with abortion. He's like, getting rid of Roe v. Wade isn't like banning abortion, it's letting the states decide. But I guess he doesn't want the states to decide about this.
No, there's a couple things in there that were like,
No.
the states don't get to choose this. Hi, cat. We're good with
That-
rude.
Which cat?
That is
Yeah.
Sunny D.
I mean, it might even be uncalled for.
Nice.
I don't know.
All right, we're almost done with the second slide. Next, we got restrictions on oil drilling imposed by the Bureau of Land Management would be removed.
It's uncalled for.
Uncalled for.
Yeah.
Well, because like
Yeah.
that's going to be oil drilling happening in like federal lands, a lot of which is conserved for natural use, and that's bad.
I would even say it's nasty
I
work.
can't even come up with words to say anymore.
You know what?
I'm just
Here's the
making
thing.
noises.
I think that's nasty work, because oil is nasty,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that it has
and working
implications.
with oil is also nasty work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it does have implications.
It has so many implications.
It's
For wildlife. Office of Environmental and Justice and External Civil Rights would be closed. Abolished, even.
Uh-oh.
That seems pretty bad.
Seems pretty bad.
Yeah.
Wait,
bad.
what? I want to see what part of the government that is in.
It's
That is
EPA.
not very bueno, my
I am
friend.
curious why is this one just closed and the others are abolished?
Well, here's the general thing on the Wikipedia article is it says
It's part of the APA.
yeah, it's downsizing the EPA that says in particular these offices would be closed and the EPA staff, including the science advisor, would be selected based on managerial skills rather than scientific qualifications.
Well, maybe that's what they were saying earlier when they were saying that they wanted to shrink or like downsize the EPA. Maybe this is part of that.
Managerial skills instead
yeah.
of scientific qualifications?
Yeah,
That's
it's
insane.
pretty evil. Like how do you even put that on a slideshow? I'd say it's girl, give it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because like
Open it.
half
Girl, open it.
half of what the EPA does is like investigate environmental racism. So like we should definitely keep that.
Oh, but that doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
For sure.
Okay.
Spider guys. Just one guy. Just one.
Just
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
We don't know
Oh, woman.
for sure.
We don't know.
For
For
sure.
sure.
Hold on, one more time.
Or woman. We don't know for sure.
Not get old.
For sure.
I love it.
All right.
Liking the video is great. Just one guy. Just one. Spider-Man.
Or
Or woman.
We
We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's a little
do it.
sparser, so we've made it. All right.
Mm.
Reverse the 2009 EPA finding that carbon dioxide
Oh,
emissions
nah.
are harmful to human health.
Oh, nah, guys.
I really did run out of words. I've only got noises now. I'm in pain.
I like how you said this is sparser, but it's just so much worse.
it
It really just jumped.
gets pretty bad, yeah.
This is the same level of evil.
It's just like it's like so specific. Like
Yeah. It's gotta be Jover, because, like, there's so many implications with that. Like, how are you supposed to do any kind of, like, hey, looks like this is bad for us if carbon dioxide isn't bad for us, technically, according to a finding.
if the government isn't allowed to say that
Yeah.
that carbon, yeah, that's Jover.
No,
Because it's
but-
also so just like it's so anti-truth.
Yeah.
It's not even that the government isn't allowed to. It's they're reversing the finding.
A finding. How do you
They're-
reverse
they're
a finding?
unfinding it.
They're losing
They're
it.
losing it.
One might call that, like, censorship.
Well, it's just like imagine after Oppenheimer did some like crazy fission shit. He was like, you know what? I'm reversing this finding. I didn't find anything. Like, no, it's like you already blew it up. It's too late.
Wow.
Like there is a hole in the desert in New Mexico. You can't unfind that.
God. I'd like to apologize for the cackle that came out of me after Jonah said, "Imagine if Oppenheimer," and then just paused.
Yeah, man.
Imagine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You had to cook there for a second. You had to pause it. You know what I'm saying?
Oppenheimer.
Imagine if Oppenheimer.
Imagine him. Imagine.
All right. Let's move on. Ooh, okay. Abandons the
I don't know, when he
habitat
said that, I started
conservation.
imagining, man.
I don't know what that is.
You know what that is? Okay, we're gonna go through it here. 30 by 30 is the
Oh yeah.
worldwide initiative for governments to designate 30% of our land and ocean as protected area by 2030. So unprotected land.
My
Well,
God.
that seems important.
It seems pretty important. The absolute
This seems
silver
pretty
lining
bad.
here is that
Getting rid of that.
other countries are still doing it, even if we stop.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
pretty
so I
awful,
think because of that makes it nasty work.
right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would it is catastrophic to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is nasty work that is being done, but since it's not entirely on the US, hopefully it's not Jover.
Yeah,
Right.
hopefully.
We're a lost fucking cause.
This
We
is
might
the
be.
most evil group project.
It really is.
The United States is just the worst group project that's ever existed.
We signed
Well-
up to do 3 slides, and then
Oh,
2 hours before it was due to be submitted, we just went MIA. Complete radio silence.
Congressional approval would not be required for the sale of military equipment and ammunition to a foreign nation.
that's just
Why?
Here's the thing: it is very evil, and unfortunately, one of the reasons it might get ranked lower is purely because it probably won't change that much
no, it won't.
because it's already getting approved anyway.
Yeah, Congress approves every weapon sale ever, always. So
And that is the only reason
it
it's
doesn't-
ranked lower.
Congress is
also,
also Republican
the U.S. has never needed Congress to give weapons to either other countries or other movements. They do it all the time because of the
All the
CIA.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd say nasty work.
yeah.
now. And it is nasty.
All right, we're gonna jump to banning the Confucius Institutes. Pretty fucked up. Does anyone want to refresh on Confucius?
Again, I don't.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Sure.
Public educational cultural promotion programs funded and arranged by the Chinese Foundation.
Oh yeah.
Program to promote Chinese language and culture.
It's quite likely that the second half of this century, the global lingua franca for business is going to be, or just business and trade and politics for for everything. It's going to be Chinese, at least Chinese and English. So banning it is just bald-faced xenophobia.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, that being said, where do we want to put this?
I think it's either give it back or it's nasty work. Because give the institute back.
Yeah,
Mm,
I'd be on board with that.
yeah.
Jonathan Sims, Confucius Institute, Beijing.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Let's jump to banning TikTok. It was, in fact, on the Project 2025 thing.
That's just so silly.
Yeah.
Girl, give it back.
I mean, give it back, but honestly, TikTok is not harmful. There's literally nothing harmful about it. It's not Chinese propaganda. It's not spyware.
It's just social media.
It's literally whatever.
Yeah.
It's just social media, but it's uncalled for.
Yeah. Or even, honestly, even rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
It's
other
just- there
social
are
media
so
has
many-
decided to be TikTok anyway. It's just that there's a specific age group and audience that is on TikTok, but
There's so many
as
worse
evil as it is to ban TikTok for no good reason, they will migrate elsewhere.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree.
Yeah. There's just so many worse things.
It's what people want to cling on to. It's truly not the worst of them, though. All right. Next is withhold federal disaster relief funds granted by FEMA. Should state or local governments refuse to abide by immigration laws.
That's Jover, actually.
Yeah, it's deeply evil. It's not very states' rights of them either.
Well, it's holding governments in their and communities at their most vulnerable hostage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's nasty, 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 nasty work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that one made me really sad for some reason.
Unprecedented levels of nastiness.
Yes, exactly. All right. Let's jump
Do we need to watch the...
It's not a man, a woman.
For sure.
We don't know.
I do feel a little better.
All right, recommends incentives for members of the general public to identify scientific flaws in research misconduct and to legally challenge climatology research.
What are the incentives? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Report them.
That's fucking weird.
It feels a little...
I would call this nasty.
Yeah, I would call this... It feels a little fascist state-y.
Little.
It's a little...
Yeah, like...
Oh, you researched this?
If we want to call
ruin your life, yeah.
just one nasty and put it in uncalled for, but like, either or.
No, we're fitting it
It's
in nasty.
bad. I don't appreciate it.
The word gender would be systematically purged from all USAID programs and documents.
Why?
Like, it's... Gender's not real, Jonah. So, what?
It's just like, but that's the thing. It's like, it's just that's just a word. Like,
They already think that gender and sex mean the same thing, so why is it bothering them?
U.S. aid, it's just they give foreign aid. So like, what are they going to be talking about gender anyway? Like,
hold on.
Well, I mean, I guess if there's like aid they're specifically giving, like, I don't know, for like women in some country, but like, what are you gonna do? Just be like, just pretend that like neither gender exists? Like, you're just not gonna use like pronouns of describing like the recipient or like a leader of a country, like the president's a woman.
No, it's literally just the word gender.
It's just it's just rude because like I actually don't understand the impact of this. It just seems stupid.
Project 2025 indicates specific United Nations agencies to be defunded and suggests the president be given more power to allocate U.S. foreign aid. Such aid will not be allocated to help poorer countries address the impact of climate change. Rather, it will be devoted to advancing fossil fuels companies' interests.
Wow.
Me when I shit. The vibe got so oppressive and depressing that Sahil fell asleep.
I think so.
I'm just listening, man. I'm just
okay.
He's
No,
just taking it in.
They went from.
I'm like sitting in my chair. I'm looking down. I'm just listening with both earpieces in. I'm like, oh no, this is not good.
Systematically purged. That's the wording that's getting me. Is like
so
that's systematically purged. Like they're not just getting rid of it. I think this is uncalled for.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
It's so stupid.
Now we got a classic. Denied gender affirming care.
That's a classic Jover.
Classic.
And that's Jover.
It's got to be
because like people will die.
Yep.
Yeah, as per usual.
That's how does that sit nicely next to explicitly reject abortion as healthcare? Pretty much. A lot of things are Jover. Next, we've got defund Planned Parenthood, which I think is that's also Jover. I can't lie.
I think that's another Jover.
Because that's
because
it's got so much utility.
Education and healthcare for people who can't, like, even you know what comes to people's mind immediately when you discuss Planned Parenthood, but they really do so much more than that.
So much.
Yeah, they're just a healthcare organization, like just plain and simple.
No, it's definitely Jover.
Mm-hmm. All right, next one is opposes any initiatives that, in its view, subsidize single parenthood.
But what does that even? I love how it's like, okay, this is funny because like subsidize just means like give support to, right? Yeah. So it's like imagine.
Thank God. I was about to Google that word.
Imagine you and your partner have a kid, and then your partner dies, and the government is like, "How dare your partner die? How dare you apply for like federal assistance because now you're like, you know, running a single parent house? How dare your partner die? Fuck you. No
like what is it defining as initiative?
Right.
Best I can find.
Initiatives that, in its view, it is literally just like anything that they decide.
Right.
Can you imagine if the government was like, guys, we love it when there's just one kid being raised by one parent. It's like our favorite thing, and like we're gonna give you money if you kill or divorce your partner right now, so you're the only person raising a child. Like, that's not a thing. There's no initiatives that support like single parenthood. Like, single parenthood is like it's almost universally viewed as like an unfortunate thing, which is stupid, but that is the view.
Yeah.
So like
it's
nobody's
also
like yay.
Anybody who is single and wants to have a kid, or like, foster or adopt or whatever like that.
Sure, man.
It's like that should be possible, but frankly, that's not even conceivable right now.
Yeah.
Unless you were making like an insane income. And even those people usually have support from like friends and family. They are the only parent.
It's fucking stupid. I don't know why it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I would say that's uncalled for.
The context is they're talking about rescinding provisions of Family Planning Services and Population Research Act of 1970.
Oh my god. I love how so many of these laws that Trump hates are just like things that Nixon passed, and it's like, what you got against Nixon?
For real.
He was a Republican just like you, buddy. Like, between all this shit and then like the EPA.
Nixon is woke now, I guess.
Donald Trump? Not a fan of the 1970s.
All right, where were we putting this?
Uncalled for.
Uncalled for.
Uncalled for. I agree. Most of the stuff that's going to affect single parenthood falls under education stuff, honestly. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, next we're going to jump to proposes all Department of State employees in leadership roles should be dismissed no later than January 20th, 2025. The implication here is and replaced with like Trump loyalists.
It's just
right.
A little stupid.
Rude, I'd say.
Yeah.
Most of the time when there's a presidential transition, everybody who's in leadership leaves anyway. They just want to be assholes about it. Like, you're fired. Like, get out.
I mean, they're obviously going to be assholes about it if they're putting it in the plan.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
All right.
The fact that they're pointing out that specifically anyway is rude. Yeah.
Next one is processing fees for asylum seekers would increase. Because asylum seekers have money to spare all the time. Famously.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
Right.
I don't even know what to put this one under.
I think it's nasty work.
Yeah, they're not banning them, but it's still evil. We're running out of space for nasty work.
It's not Jover across the board, but for many people.
Yes.
Yeah.
The National Flood Insurance Program would be eliminated.
Girl, why?
Yeah, this one pissed me off.
Give it back.
Girl, give it back. Give us back our flood insurance.
Do this to us.
Yeah.
Give us back our flood insurance. Anybody who lives near water.
I mean, and the context is to make it privatized, and that's girl, give it back.
I mean, we're landlocked.
Give it back.
My driveway floods every time it rains. Like, that's just like
so much for affordable flood.
Nasty.
Which is really funny every time I think about how people were like, well, I'm voting for Trump because he came out after the hurricanes to see the floods and shit. And it's like, well, we're on our last four.
No, like, I don't have any words.
Defunding the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which is PBS and NPR, etc.
No.
Funding
every day when you're walking down the street. Everybody that you meet.
No, my God.
Has an original point of view.
I'm so sorry. That hit me hard. I thought it would.
This is so Jover.
I want to get to Sesame Street.
Oh God!
No, like I was a PBS kid.
Yeah.
No,
I played PBS games on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
My papa listened to NPR in his Jeep.
Yeah, man.
Like that.
Got really important shit on there. Genuinely.
This is.
It's free. It's free, wholesome,
educational.
educational entertainment for the youth. They also had a fun thing. I don't know if they did this everywhere, if it was just our local PBS station, but after their like morning run of shows, they would end and they would be like, "Okay, now go outside."
Yeah.
All right, where do we want to put
And I was
this
like,
one?
"You're right, I should." Is that the NPR slash?
Yes.
That's either Give It Back or it's Jover. But
Yeah.
I think we should save Jover for some other things that I saw that were truly
Girl,
Jover.
give it
Yeah.
So,
back.
girl, give us back our PBS.
And they're not getting rid of it technically, they're defunding it. So we'll see how that goes.
Girl, give it back, and by it, I mean my childhood.
Whoa!
That's evil.
All right,
Oh,
that was
God.
all right.
Girl, give it back.
All right, next we've got rounding up homeless people in blue cities and detaining them in camps.
While this is 1000% like evil, nefarious, despicable behavior, it's not terribly different from how urban governments already treat homeless people.
That is fair. I just want to say that like most of these are from Project 2025, right? And I know that there are still some MAGA heads who are in denial about like anything in Project 2025 happening. But I feel like it's very important to note that even if you are convinced that Project 2025 isn't actually Trump's plan, this was apparently from Trump's mouth himself. This is a legitimate, just a Trumpism. So,
regardless of what I just said, that this is like consistent or like just an extreme version of what is already a consistent urban policy. It is so diabolical that it still belongs in Jover, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
People don't care enough about homeless people like they should.
It's like
no. Once again, this is rude and uncalled for and nasty work. It's
criminalize homelessness. Okay, well, like what's the alternative? Like it's not a decision. Nobody decided to be homeless. Like, oh shit, you're right. Sorry, officer, I forgot I'm homeless. Let me just go to my home.
Oh, and the fact that they'll raid like actual homeless encampments that homeless people start themselves.
Jonah's saying that things like, "Oh yeah, officer, sorry for being homeless. Let me just go to my house." I remember that old ass video where it's like, if you're homeless, why don't you just build a house?
Yeah, well, but like that's the genuine approach.
Yeah.
All right. Next to last one, remove the role of the Department of Health and Human Services in shaping sex education.
So who's gonna shape it?
Well, let's find out.
no.
I mean, is that the answer? Is no one gonna shape it, or are they just gonna be like, let's get churches to figure it out? No.
The thing is they're gonna go the easy and definitely proven to work route and just abstinence only.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because we know that works. Obviously, there's so much proof that works.
Yeah.
It's at least nasty.
Yeah.
It could be girl give it.
Yeah. Wait till people find out about this one. They're gonna just bang for the fun of it out of spite.
I'm gonna put that there, and then we're gonna stick it right in the middle there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between
Jesus.
One more.
Prevent the CDC from putting out public health advice.
Oh my god.
What the fuck else is it supposed to do?
That's their job.
This is literally just him being mad about what happened during COVID.
Yeah. This is just them being mad about COVID.
You know, the last
even
time
during COVID,
the CDC gave out public health advice, they kept contradicting me.
No, like the thing was like even like during COVID, like at some point the CDC just gave up because everyone was being so fucking stubborn. Because they were like, for the first segment, they're like, hey, like, social distance, wear your mask, hand sanitize, elbows only, keep your distance. People weren't doing it. They're telling them to fuck off. And then when like the new variant came around, they're like, oh, what do we do? And CDC's like, I don't know, man, just live, I guess. I don't know what do you want to say, bro?
Well, I mean, the CDC tried to put out genuine advice, and people were like injecting themselves with bleach and horse medication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
God forbid scientists
I
just
like how the CDC went from like, please keep yourself safe to, hey man, you ever heard of just natural selection, I think it'll take over for here.
The thing is, it's like, if they put out the health advice, obviously people are not required to pay attention to it because they
No,
didn't.
they're not required.
So, why even stop them from putting it out?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just tell people you don't want them to listen, I guess.
This is dumb because it's just like you're literally just taking the one thing that they do, and it's like it's not even like people listen to it or not. That's their choice. It's just they're just doing their job, and that's it. At the end of it, it's just a job.
This is girl give it back because it's like give us back their advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
All right.
Give me back what I fucking do.
That's classic girl give it back.
Girl, give it back. All right, and with
Give
that,
it back.
we've finished. I'm so proud of us.
Oh, it's so bad. God, this was really...
A lot of bad shit. Really says something that
I feel
stacks up.
evil.
There's just one future for our country. It's bad, for sure.
And I did have to skip a lot of shit because some of it was either a little funny or just too long to put into a little text box.
Outright outrageous.
Yeah. There genuinely was some stuff where I don't know how to simplify that.
As you can see, though, the Wikipedia page is really easy to find.
Oh, it's so easy. Take a look. It's got helpful little oh look, there's education. You can highly recommend.
Also,
Pornography and adult content.
Yeah.
Fair thing to note that Trump spent the entire campaign saying he wasn't going to do Project 2025, and it was like just people, just people who weren't attached to him, and he wasn't going to implement it. And then day after, election day last week, they were like, or Trump was like, yeah, I like Project 2025. I'll probably do a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, so like this stuff, assuming he gets control of the House, and he already has control of the Senate, and he has the courts on his side, like we're on our way to this. And that is nasty work.
Mm-hmm.
He played the long con. He's like, I'm waiting, bro.
The line here that really got me is because people have been saying that this whole time. Trump's been saying that, and then I read this, which was, although Project 2025 cannot legally promote a presidential candidate without endangering its 501c3 tax-exempt status.
Yep.
And that is why they didn't. So
it was like, oh, it's just ideas. I don't have anything to do with it. But no, they wrote it for him. It's his old allies.
I like how cheeky this is, because they literally just kind of threw this out here out of the blue, and it's like, holy fuck, man! It's the most insane series of shit, and they're literally just like, hey, man, it's out here, for just general viewing, hint, nudge.
Yeah, they published it. The Heritage Foundation published it. They're proud of it.
Mm-hmm. There's a whole paragraph here about how Trump is super deeply involved via everyone around him, and the 300 times Trump himself is mentioned in the plans. So
yeah, they clearly wrote it for him.
All right, well, that's America.
I mean, I'm just hopeful. I'm just trying to be as optimistic as possible, and just hoping that things at least hold some semblance of normal. And unfortunately, we just have to wait it out until things really kind of kick into gear. But I'm just still kind of remaining fairly optimistic.
Yeah, you gotta wait it out. You gotta hope that. You gotta wait it out. You gotta hope that that somehow the House doesn't get Republicans in it. At the time of recording, we still don't know which party is going to control the House of Representatives. And then you just gotta, support vulnerable people in whatever way you can over the next 4 years.
And if a government official asks, you do not know any illegal immigrants.
Nope.
Or climate scientists, apparently.
No, you don't know it.
hopefully things don't go awry. And if they do, unfortunately, I just want to say for the recording that I will be the first bearer and holder of anything relating to climate change. And you can find me at 304 Negro Arroyo Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'll be living there permanently, and you can just find me there.
All right, I guess that's the video.
Yeah.
Wait, should we watch the Andrew Garfield one more time?
I think we should.
To close out.
Take us out, Andrew.
Poor woman. we don't
There's
know.
one Spider-Man or a woman. We don't know.